Hey guys, Jeff Ryan here. Recently, one of my viewers commented, and I think I may have touched upon this in the last video, but he was so taken back by my videos, he had to get his slot car stuff out and set it up. So he's doing that, and he kept messaging me through the process, and it's kind of interesting because he had his stuff stowed away for decades, like 35, 40 years. So if it's stowed away for that long, and you want to start getting back into it, well, you might want to start getting some more slot cars. You really do. You might want to start doing that. So he commented to me, he goes, he can't believe the price of how much the slot cars are now. And I said, I totally get it. And my advice to him was is find the ones that look like crap and you can fix them up. You can fix them up. I've done that with a number of them, guys. I've done that with plenty of them. If you find them and they look like garbage, they're going to sell like garbage. But if you have them and then they look really nice when you're done, then you saved a bunch of money. You saved a bunch of money. So my first thing is, hey, listen, buy low, fix them up. Fix them up. Tune up the chassis, get the bodies looking good. Just do what it takes to get them looking nice. You know what? Now I know the title of the video here is our, slot car price is finally coming down. We're going to get to that. We're definitely going to get to that. It's interesting because I think we're having an impact, guys. I really do. You see some slot cars are just $3,000 for one slot car. Bite me. $3,000 for a single slot car. I'd rather have this one for a fraction of the cost. You know what? Now, it's interesting. Prices of these things. You think the seller determines the price. Wrong answer, private. The buyer determines the price. You'll find slot cars that are so overpriced, they've been sitting there for years, and no one's even watching them because the prices are that steep. If you want thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for a single slot car, it's going to sit there. And it's funny because people are not watching it. They're not even following it. Like, hey, listen, it's for $3,000. I hope it comes down a little bit. Nonsense. That's a ridiculous price. All right, just talking a little bit more about the price here. Here's something that's fun to do. You see this first one, 15,467. How many slot cars you get? 125. Let's do the math on that. What is that? 124 if you round up. $124 per slot car. All right, let's see what they got. Everything in here's got to be worth $124. I don't think so, guys. I'm looking. I don't see anything yet. Maybe the snowmobiles. I like the chrome one. Let's look at some more pictures here. Do you see anything really, any individual car worth $124? I see a lot of common cars. I see a ton of common cars. So you're trying to command a price that is so steep, you're kind of cutting your own throat with these. All right, just for fun, let's go ahead and look at another one. Okay, here we go. What do we have? 5,847 divided by 39 slot cars. So that's 149 a piece. That's 149 a piece. Guys, do you see anything over here? Any one of them? I'm having a hard time. 149 for a hot rod, but that's what, I really don't see any gems in there, but that's, if you do the math, that's what they come out to. Okay, let's look for another one real quick. Oh, here, and look, some of them, again, when you have the prices so inflated, so higher than they need to be, people aren't even watching. There's no one watching here, there's no one watching here. Yes, you got 22 watchers here, 14 over here. But they're, just watching to see if the price would ever come down. No watcher here. Look how expensive it is. So, again, $2,000, $2,500, $2,400. No one's watching it. The only people that think those cars are worth that much are the sellers. And again, price is not determined by the sellers. It's what the market will bear. I know we're talking about the price and everything, but before I forget, this stuff out here, what is it? Magnet traction. G Plus, Ford special gear. I don't know what that bumper's to. A couple of shoes. That looks like a G Plus motor, clamp, and chassis there. I'm not in the market for this. If you guys want it, let me know. I will put it on eBay if nobody wants it, but if somebody wants it, make me a fair offer. I did get the G Plus. What is that? Oh, is that a Ferrari? I'm not sure. It does run. It does work. The flamethrower here, I think that's manual traction. When I touched it to the transformer, the lights worked, but the engine didn't run, and there's not enough parts in the Rolls-Royce there to get that chassis working. So anyways, if somebody wants that, great, let me know. One point I want to bring up, guys, if you got my book on page 14, you know this, you've already read it. Down here at the bottom, it says, these are just a few examples of the Thunderjet saw cars that are often highly in demand. However, it's important to note that individual collecting preferences, scarcity, condition, and other factors can influence the desirability and the car's value. So let's just start with preferences. I was at a toy show as far as preferences. I was at a toy show, and you know, guys, color makes a lot of difference to me. And what is it? Pardon me. The Charger, what is it, olive drab? The guy was trying to say, oh, you gotta have the olive drab. Everybody's gotta have the olive drab. You gotta have this. You gotta have this. I don't like the color. You know, I mean, I don't like the color. So preferences makes a big deal. If somebody in a book or somebody says, hey, listen, gray, it was a low production. I don't even think I've got a gray. Well, no, the trailer, you know, I don't gravitate towards it, even though it was a low production. It's my preference not to have it. So if you're selling it at a high price, guys, think about it. If I don't like the gray, I'm not going to buy it, right? Next point I want to make is scarcity. All these are, well, not without the factory accents, but all these are pretty common. There's nothing really scarce. Well, it's hard to find them in that condition, but nothing is really scarce. They made thousands of these things, guys. You think a Batmobile scarce? Hardly. You know, again, they made thousands of them. Now, you want to talk about scarcity? You really want to talk about scarcity? There's only 3 of these that I know in existence. The Pink Willies, that's scarce, and I couldn't even give it away on eBay for a nominal thing. Going back to preferences, if people don't want a Pink Willies, what price can you command for it? You have to go with what the market will, fair market value, what the market will hold. You just can't set a huge high price on these toys and expect people to give you the retirement fund for it, you know what? And speaking of the Willies, I'm keeping it. It's mine. I'm going to get a chassis, and it's going to be on here. I can't stand having something and not using it. So that's the update on the Pink Willies here, guys. It's going to be a fine asset to the collection. I can't wait to see it going around the track. I think it's going to be awesome. Oh, I know I was just talking about the gray ones, but look at this. Look at the Aurora, the pickups here. $2,100 for 5 of them. What is that? That is $420 a piece. $420 a piece. Let's look at what they've sold for. This is an advanced search, and I've got it, the price and shipping the highest. Look at the first one here, $349. No, they scratched that out. They made a deal. $275. They scratched that out. They made a deal. Here's one that went for $265, $255. So $238. So the prices come down the further on we get down there. My point for this one over here, you want $420 each because you got all 5 colors? Nonsense. Absolutely nonsense. You know, I know we're talking about the prices and everything, but here's one thing I said I was going to do in the last video, and I followed through. These guys are absolutely wonderful. They're making the drivers, but they're the smaller drivers that would fit in like the Corvette and things like that, some of the vibrators. Guys, I am so thrilled with what they're doing because they're not only making a good replica of what we need, but they're hand painting these things up. They're really doing an exceptional job. Here's one thing. Look at the middle one. His hat is blue. All the others are red. And I get it because he's red. You don't want to do it. So they're paying a lot of attention to detail. Even like the steering wheel, they got a different color. They got the flesh tone. They got the hat. They're really, really doing a good job. So if you need the smaller bodies, the regular bodies, these guys are doing it. They're doing absolutely a wonderful job. I just want to give a shout out to Chris and Cindy. And what's interesting, one point I forget what page it's on, 22. One point I bring up in my book is, and we're going back to price, is desirability. Again, if you don't like a particular color or something, I kind of like the slate, but to me, it doesn't have enough contrast on the track. Look at the yellow. Look at the contrast. You know what I mean? It's just a huge, huge difference. So desirability, that's again, the buyer is claiming that, guys. The buyer, not the seller. So let's do this. Let's go back to the prices. Are the prices dropping? Yeah, even some of the big boys that have the ridiculously high prices are finally figuring out, if you've got it up there for years, a certain slot car up there for years, eBay is probably begging you to take it down and give it, a more reasonable price because you're using their platform for years with very little to no sales at that price. So what I have noticed, and I've done my research, some of the prices are starting to come down. I was thinking earlier, it's like we should all contact them and, because they say make an offer, we should all do reasonable offers, and it might get it into their head that for a single slot car, you really don't need to be spending $3,000 for a single slot car. Can you imagine everybody saying, hey, listen, can I have it for 100? Can I have it for 50? They might get the point at that time. All right, enough about the price drop. What little there is, we are seeing it, but I'm getting ready to get on this Willys here. Just grab the chassis, and before I do that, the Buick, again, anybody want the body, the windshield, let me know. If no one wants it, I'm gonna go ahead and strip the paint there. But if somebody wants a body, let me know. I'll make sure to get it to you. And again, keep in mind, if anybody wants this stuff, again, let me know. Let me know. Tell me if you want it. We'll work out a deal, make sure to get it to you real quick. All right, it is Pink Willys time, guys. Look at the shine on that. That's absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. These screw posts have not been tapped. Have not been tapped. That's the first thing we got to get at. And I'm looking for my small screwdriver, and I've got to find it. Screwdriver. I'm looking for my small drill bits. Just a sec. Now, here's the caution. Here's the caution. The back screw post, it's a little bit offset. It's a little bit offset. The front one looks real good. That's why I just don't want to put a screw in there and start trying to thread it. I want to bore it out just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and bore these out just a little bit and help the screws fit in just a little bit easier. Okay, good. I think I've got them ringed out pretty good. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get a quarter-inch screw for the front, and I'm going to use a 3/16" screw for the back, and I'm going to start threading the posts. Just was very slowly getting that front one in. I don't know if I need to go down a little bit more. I'm going to maybe like a half turn or something like that, but probably not much more than that. Just put the screw in the back screw post there. The technique is just a little bit, backing out a little bit further, and you can feel it. You can feel when it stops. Go back a little bit, go just a little bit further, back and forth until you get it, guys. Take your time. Good. What do you think? I think pretty good. It's time to put the chassis on to see if it fits just right. Look how reflective that is, guys. This is an awesome piece. Just tighten it up. I don't have to go any further on the front or the back, which is very, very, very cool. Got it the first time around. All right, guys, maiden voyage on this track here. All right, looks good, looks real good. Yeah. All right, first time that I've had this chassis going too. That looks great. That looks great. So I don't know if anybody else is running their Pink Willys. I'm gonna run the hell out of mine. I don't have any intention of wrecking it or having it come off the track there. I would like to keep it in this condition, but I love it. It's staying with me, guys. It's absolutely gonna stay with me. All right, guys, I'm getting ready to end off here. My book has been doing really good, and I thank everybody for buying that. It's on Amazon.com. You can find it there, just Jeff Ryan and Slot Cars, or just Slot Cars on Amazon, and the book comes up. Once again, please, if anybody wants this, I don't want to say crap, but if you want that stuff, let me know. Again, the body, the Grand National here, let me know if you want it. If nobody raises their hand or wants it, I'm going to go ahead and strip it and make it black again. I am really thrilled about how that Pink Willys came out, and I'm glad it's on the track. Just sitting over there in the box, You know what? I had it in the case for a while. Where did I have it? I had it up, like up here, just sitting in storage. No, quit. If I have it, I run it. It's going to be on the track. Guys, if you need anything, let me know. I'm here for you. And I truly mean that. I've had people say, do you have a Batmobile back windshield? Yeah, if I have it, I don't mind sending it to you guys. Just let me know if you need anything. Or if you want some help with a project, or if you want to suggest I do something. Speaking of which, and this is too funny, this was just recent. I had a gentleman say, why don't you lightly sand your Transformers and repaint them? I was on the floor. I was just absolutely laughing on the floor. This particular one, it's the first one I ever used, guys. That is, it's got to be older than I am. I was born in '64. I'm sure this is probably born in '63. I never thought about, hey, lightly sanding painting. They've never been an eyesore to me. And when I thought about particularly this part of my layout that I'm showing you here, it's like almost behind the scenes stuff. The Tyco Transformer, the back and forth for the rails. I'm considering doing this, like having the landscape kind of hide this area, and even the Transformer just kind of hide the area. I'm thinking about having it open on this side, but if you're looking at it from over here, you really wouldn't see it. So I get his point. It's like, hey, these are old and nasty. Well, yeah, I know it, but I never thought about lightly sanding them and painting them. All right, guys, once again, as always, let me know if you need anything. See ya.